What is up everyone, and welcome to some more F1 25 League Racing. We are back in Streamers Co for round number 2 of the 7th season in this league and the first in F1 25, and we are going to be racing at the Qatar Grand Prix. Now, full disclosure, I did basically no practice for this race whatsoever, so I can only see this going tremendously well. We all know how good Qatar has been for me in previous years' games. The answer is not very at all. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how things go. Immediately getting out on our first qualifying lap here on our first set of fresh soft compound tyres, and this felt like a decent lap, but you can see I'm kind of a bit all over the place, kind of struggling to keep the car on the road, struggling to keep the car going in a straight line, and as we round the final corner, it wasn't looking like a super good lap. We crossed the line. It's a 1:23.1. It's good enough for P11 initially, however I think only 13 drivers have gone, so it's not as meaningful as it may initially seem. So we get out on our second flying lap, and you can see that going into the final section I was actually 2/10 down on my best time, which was quite unexpected, seeing as my first couple of sectors, they weren't amazing by any stretch of the imagination. So as we rounded the penultimate corner, I was quite surprised to see I made up a lot of time there. And as we round the final corner, we actually went into the green, even if only slightly. It's about a 1/10 improvement as we cross the line, a 1:23.0, and we are still in P15, only ahead of a few drivers. And I think, again, there's one person who hasn't gone. I think it's D-Mob, got disconnected and retired from qualifying, which was quite unfortunate for them. But as we go into our final flying lap, you can see that this time I was 3/10 up on my fastest time going into the final sector, and all we have to do is just drive roughly in line with how well we've done so far. You can see that I wasn't quite as fast through the penultimate corner this time as I was previously, and as we come through the final corner and make up a tiny bit of time, cross the line, it's a 1:22.8, and that is only going to be good enough for P17. It's a bit sad, really. I was kind of expecting better than that. I feel like I left very little on the table in terms of pace I was able to extract from the car, but yeah, just to absolutely no avail. So it's going to be a P17 start for us. Captain Liam grabbing pole there by 0.3 of a second ahead of Phil, which is quite impressive. Then new to the league, Delaney getting P3 ahead of Barmy, Razza, Matty. That's Ryan McLean in P7. Dougie, Ryan ABC, Anto, Ollie, Mike, Parker, RC, Antoine, Razout, myself, and Ryan Harris. And looking at the times people were setting, I don't think I could have got in with RC, Antoine, Parker, Mike, those lot. I think the most I could have done was probably P16 here. So as we get into the race, we'll just have to hope that we have a little bit more pace than what we had previously. Now, I'm going to attempt a one-stop here, as you saw there. I'm going to attempt a medium hard here, because I do think that's probably the fastest strategy here. However, it remains to be seen whether that will actually work or not. So we'll see what we can do as the lights come on and the lights go out. And as we get underway here, you can see we had a better start than Razout immediately, a better start than RC, and probably a better start than Antoine as well. Obviously got that tyre advantage over some of these guys being on the mediums and they're all on the hards. But it's a good start for us, and we're already up to P14. Very, very happy with the getaway that we had there, and maybe my race pace will help me out a little bit here compared to what my qualifying pace was doing. You can see we managed to thread the needle around the outside of Ollie Matthews, and I thought he might come back up the inside of me there, but he decided against it. I'm looking up the inside of Parker here, but ended up getting pushed off the road a little bit. But you can see we're already up to P13, having started 17th, and I tried to look for a move there, but there wasn't one, unfortunately. So yeah, very close there. Razzo, meanwhile, coming out of the race. Mike's round, and so much chaos on this first opening lap here. But we are up into P11, and all of a sudden, having started P17, we're on the fringes of the points already. It's a very Nico Hulkenberg-esque performance. But will we have a Nico Hulkenberg-esque ending to this race? For those of you that watched the Formula 1 at the weekend, you'll know what I'm referring to. Obviously, it remains to be seen. We've still got a lot of work to do in order to make that happen, and we can't even stay on the road at the moment. I'm struggling so much through these corners. The setup is, well, I say the setup is not optimized for cornering. That's actually a complete lie. I'm running very high wings on this setup, so if anything, the setup is not optimized for driving in a straight line, and that is where I expect to suffer compared to the other cars, and you can see that that is proving correct as Parker is pulling away from me down the straight, and we're coming under attack from Ollie Matthews as well into turn 1, but I think we're just about going to keep him behind. But once he's got that DRS, I imagine we'll be a sitting duck. And here we are on lap 4, and you can see as we come through the final corner, Ollie Matthews is going to be closing down on me quite significantly, and we'll see whether we can do anything here as he goes for a move up the inside. And yeah, it was just a little bit too easy for Ollie Matthews in the end there. So remains to be seen whether we can get him back or not, but for the time being down into P12. As we get onto lap 7, I think we're going to be coming under a little bit of pressure here. Oh, sorry, onto lap 8. We're going to be coming under a little bit of pressure here from RC in the Red Bull as well. Is he going to make the move into turn 1? Yes, he is. Can we hang it around the outside? No, we can't. He's got too much grip. He's on those hard tyres. My medium tyres really starting to fall away at this point. And I ended up making the executive decision, as you saw there, to come into the pits at the end of this lap. And the reason for that is that my medium tyres were basically dead, as you're going to see in a second. Yeah, there we go. The orange tyre icon has come up, indicating that we are already on 60% wear on one of the tyres. And yeah, it was just impossible, unfortunately, to do the one stop. We get a 10-second penalty as we come into the pit lane as well. And yeah, pretty much my entire race has completely come undone in that very short space of time. So get an optimal turn in on the pit stop, fitting on a new set of medium tyres. As soon as I boxed on lap 8, I knew what the deal was. I knew we were going to have to do 2 stops. So I figured, well, we might as well go on to another set of mediums for the time being. And this is going to spit us out in last position, ahead of only D-Mub. Unfortunately, I say ahead of D-Mub, he's retired from the race, obviously. Unfortunately, the thing that I observed here, which I believe Ryan Harris was also observing, as he's another controller player, is that tyre wear, for whatever reason, is way higher when you play on controller than it is on a wheel. You know, Ollie Matthews was reporting after, you know, sort of 17, 18 laps on the hards, his hards could still go for several laps more if he wanted to. Meanwhile, you know, here's me cutting the corner on lap 14 and getting a warning from Mark. But yeah, you know, I was on 60% on my mediums after 8 laps, and I was attempting to do 13 laps on the hard compound tyres, and we'll see whether that works out for us or not. But yeah, we're just really struggling. I think Antoine as well, he was trying to push the limits of what the hards could do, and it's not too far now away from, I think, the point in the race where he gets a puncture. So it just goes to show that there are clearly some advantages that wheel players have, which I mean, to be fair, as RC retires from the race, to be fair, that is the way it should be. I'm not disputing that fact that probably people who play on a wheel should have a slight advantage, because that's the most similar to actual machinery, as we're being overtaken here by, I'm not even sure who that is, to be perfectly honest with you. I'll see if I can find out in a second. But yeah, as we get overtaken by Anto, and come into the pit lane for the second time, don't speed into the pit lane this time, which is good. Yeah, we just, I feel like the gap between controller and wheel on this year's game is just a little bit too pronounced, to be perfectly honest with you, as I have to wait an absolute eternity here in the pit lane in order to serve this 10-second penalty. And now that that is done, we're going to see if we can actually get out there and fight for any position other than plumb last, which is where we'll be running by quite a margin at the moment, even with the fact that a lot of other people are going to be pitting. I think the only thing that's going to be helping us here is the fact that I'm going to have no penalties compared to some of the other people, but obviously that can still change over the course of the final 12 laps as well. So as we make our way onto the end of lap 19 and begin at lap number 20, you can see that we are currently running in P16. Antoine by this point had that puncture, so he's 20 seconds behind us. I feel pretty optimistic in saying we can probably beat him in this race. Just an absolutely horrible race for Antoine. And as we make our way through on lap 20, the aim of the game now, I reckon, is to close down BB Mike for P14. I reckon that is probably going to be achievable. You can see at the moment 6.5 seconds in front of us, but he's on medium tyres. I believe they are fresh-ish. but I see absolutely no reason why we shouldn't be able to close him down by, it would have to be 3.5 seconds if he's got that 3-second penalty. Obviously there's a chance that we can still get one. We're on 2 warnings at the moment, so we just need to be careful to make sure that that doesn't happen. However, as we make our way into the final sector on lap 22, as you can see, I'm chasing down the ghost of Raza to try and get up into P15, and as I do, I just slightly go over the track, and that is a 3-second penalty. It's so easy to do here at Qatar. I was kind of surprised, honestly, that it took me 22 laps to do it. I think the high wings were helping me out. But if you look on the bottom right, you can also see that I am running very low on fuel, so I'm having to lift and coast into quite a few corners at the moment to ensure that I preserve my fuel. Obviously, I'm trying to preserve my tyres as best I can, and this was really just a perfect storm of just really, really difficult conditions to be racing in. So as we make our way on to lap 27, you can see that Mike is a distant memory. Dougie Falcons is 6 seconds up the road, and really what I need to do at this point is break away from the ghost of Raza. Now, I don't know about you, but this is slightly concerning to me that I can't break away from a ghost, even if he is on the medium tyres and I'm on the hards, given that, you know, it's only 90 AI. You would think that I would be a little bit faster than that, possibly, based on how I've played in previous years. Yes, the tyre advantage is there for him. Yes, the tyre wear advantage is there for him as well. But the fact that it's taking me this long to break away from a ghost is a little bit concerning, to be perfectly honest with you. So, yeah, just a really poor race from me. Felt like I had absolutely no pace all weekend, and I was kind of surprised that it wasn't a worse result, to be honest with you. As we make our way into the final sector, you can see it's Captain Liam, who's won his first race of the season. Meanwhile, I'm still having to lift and coast through some of these corners because we are on minus 0.2 laps of fuel as we make our way into the final few corners. And yeah, it's just not really what I would want at all from a race like this. So we're going to be fine. I think we'll get into low fuel mode just as we come around the final corner. It shouldn't be a problem at all. Yeah, just run out of fuel right at the line, but nothing to worry about. And yeah, all good as we cross the line for what is P15. So just a race to forget for us, unfortunately. I wish that things could have been better. But yeah, here we are. It just didn't end up working out for us in the end here, and hopefully things will be better when we bounce back at our next race. Unfortunately, that won't be for quite some time now, as I'm going to be missing the next 2 races in Streamers Co due to myself being on holiday in Greece. So if videos on the channel are a bit sparse generally over the next few weeks, you know why. It's because I am away. But once we come back, we will be ready to cook up some great Streamers Co races, and also some other videos on the channel that I've got planned as well. So let's see what the final result was. So it was Liam in P1, followed by Barmy and Ryan ABC making his way onto the podium. Great result from him. It was Phil, then McLean, then Ollie Matthews in P6, great drive from him. Matty on his debut in P7, Anto, Parker and Razal making up the rest of the top 10. Then Harris, Mike, Delaney having a shocking race starting from P3. And then Dougie, myself, Raza and Antoine rounding out the finishers, with RC and Demo failing to finish. So if you enjoyed this video, please make sure you like and subscribe, and hopefully I will see you in the next one.